this turret very comfortably.
You're a grown-ass man making those jokes. Yeah, so what?
Over the place, and
So
Moham's
what?
just going to have to sit back and take it for now. As
Take
Teddy's
what?
Callista definitely pretty notorious for being pretty good on this.
This mid matchup.
Was also
I like
pretty
this
good
mid matchup.
when he was on T1 himself.
Is Lissandra favorite though, even though
but
Talia
in
can get the push
Draven,
later on.
This is a matchup that we've known about for many years.
Yeah.
In fact, when Callista was released, Draven was one of the first champions that was used in order to try and deal with her. When she was released, she was way too strong and completely broken, so it didn't work. However, the idea was there, you know? You can stand up to an early game a little bit more effectively.
You're still using your broken
that's
headset?
something
Yeah,
that,
so what?
Draven certainly has always
I got a new one from Kia, but I will use that one when this one breaks because I'm not just gonna get rid of this. This headset is perfectly fine. It works very well.
Yeah, if he ghosts
Still works.
he probably gets
It's
a
not broken
flash
yet.
At worst case scenario for Keen.
Yeah.
Holy Zeus, flipping the coin. Oh, big hook.
Hook is going to connect onto Moham, who's
Hello
gonna waste no
streamer,
time,
I just
flashes
wanted to tell you
immediately
that you should
as
finally
he takes
swap
a
your
very long-range
headphones.
axe.
No.
Flies back to him as Keen is going to teleport back to lane. Zaya's doing the same thing, and they're
Okay,
even
top
on
lane
farm.
back.
So even though Keen gets a great trade early on, doesn't amount to too much outside of the wave.
They can't dive bot, right? Can they?
From what I can see, just glancing
No.
at that wave for a moment.
So LM's pathing topside here. Owner, of course, going to take the scuttle after that early gank. Then he went for bottom side that grabs a flash. See if LM is going to continue.
Yo, thanks for the gifted sub, man.
Not enough pressure there onto Zayas for him to look.
Benna,
at.
thanks for gifting the sub.
Try to come over and grab at least Faker's claw.
Yeah.
He's gonna lurk around here, see if Faker goes for an aggressive trade. Will not happen though. Too much respect here from Faker. And LM instead just gonna go over here and take his Raptor camp. So a lot of
Wow, this game is pretty slow.
potentially
Faker
here in
freezes
these
mid.
early top
Oh,
and
Fate
bottom
is so
lanes.
screwed.
Only finding success though is T1 with that flash take away from Mom, which again with no hex flash
Yo.
is really significant in terms of what Mom can do defensively.
You're Ryan, don't worry about it, bro.
Like about you all, but I'd drag my nuts through a pile of nails and glass to hear Faker fart through a ham radio. I'm the type of guy to let Faker.
Okay,
Now, you know,
okay.
further
No.
hurts how much engaged potential there is.
No.
Yeah, as
No.
Zayas
No.
doesn't
No.
really want to focus too much on this.
No, it's not happening.
It's about to die. Does pick it up in the end. I was very, very worried that it was either, you know, him losing out on a huge trade or has to deal with missing a cannon. Thankfully, doesn't lose out on the trade too badly at all and gets the cannon. So we can all breathe a sigh of relief.
Wow.
Faker pulling the wave here in this mid lane was also pretty important.
Was really good by Faker because he can save TP now. Yo, Mormo, thanks to the 13, you're crazy.
Jungle was on. And,
Good Morgan.
was able to pull that wave over and keep it in a good spot. And
I think Faker could save TP here. I can't tell midwave. If it's frozen, then he has to TP. Looks like it's
I think he's
semi-frozen.
a little bit frustrated with how this laning phase is gone. The wave is now frozen away from him, and he goes back and buys boots, which will allow him to try to chase the Gnar more aggressively, and a refillable pot because the Gnar ranged attacks are really annoying him. So he's at least going to have a little bit more sustainability there and some extra speed.
All right, good.
to
Now
try
it's a
to
copy
trade with
pasta.
this
Great.
Gnar, but it will cost him a little bit of CS.
Yep.
And lane power there, but I do like this decision from Keen because otherwise, you know, your first early few trades didn't lead to a flash or a kill, and it's not going to get easier from there unless you pick up.
Kuma always uses the Santa Draven
So
skin.
I do like that. As you know,
I think he wants a
Zayas is
world
sitting on
championship
top.
for Christmas.
He knows his role this game is just sit back and farm.
Yeah, and he's doing so very, very well as he shoves this wave towards Keen. This ward is shut down by Ona. As you can see, Ellen moving back into his jungle. Condong Freak's going to have to be very careful as return gang timing is pretty fantastic here from Ona after already managing to take down the flash of Moham. It's about 3/4 of the way done as this control ward.
Uh-oh.
Faker is not going to walk past it just yet as Gumiushi clears out that ward. And Kerry is just going to help remove the shield of this Rift Scuttler to make sure that Ona can get that one in
Pog,
time.
let's go, man.
Do you know what I really... Okay, never mind. I'm going to be
BTW, at Cedral, I want to apologize for being rude in chat.
Okay.
People think him a Cedral hater and even in Wanko's chat.
So tell me what you were
Impo
saying.
go there too
Okay.
and pretty long sub too. I really enjoy your casting and streams, maybe some of your games too.
Because
Let's
if
go,
you
man.
get those
Wankos.
swords and attach them at the hilt,
Wankos.
Love your
kind of
streams,
similar
keep
to
it up man,
swinging
I
axe.
appreciate
So right
you.
now he
Really?
actually has the weapons that he's actively using.
One looks a little bit ugly because it's half door and half longsword.
You're
but
five.
yeah,
Yeah, thanks for
I
the
get
prime.
picture.
Yeah, I know, but that's the shoddy one. Like, he'll adjust that. You know, he might turn that into a Bloodthirster later, which is the updated version. Like, you don't start
Yo,
out
Tal,
on
thanks for the
Summoner's
prime.
Rift like driving a Maserati,
That's
okay?
true.
You have to put in your Corolla time first, right?
And anything extra prime. Oh, this game is really slow. Both teams trying to contest mid. Oh, can hit, stun. Yo, go in, bruh. Why didn't Amu go in? This looks so confusing. I'm so confused. Faker is just now making fun of them.
Of his former teammate as he makes his way in, so doesn't need to flash, doesn't need to do anything.
So T1 versus T1 Academy, who will win?
Away at least, which is not significant. It's going to be a back timing here for Fate, who also has Unsealed. Will have his teleport back up. Is going to come over here to look to potentially contest for a Drake. So timing here for Kwangdong Freaks to push bottom. Draven is missing. They know he's probably rotating up, and T1's comp relies on that extra Draven damage. So this is an opportunity for Kwangdong to actually push bottom and grab Drake if they are fast to do this, and they are, in fact. So Kwangdong actually really realizing quite well how to play this situation. Now Teddy's going to grab at least a plate down here. They will grab a Drake for this. And, with the scaling arguments of both these comps, it's pretty similar in terms of where they're at, so it doesn't matter as much for the plate gold that T1 is going to grab, because it still matters.
Yo, yellow, thanks to the tier 1.
Mom is looking for something here.
Much love.
But the team fighting comp
Alright, so this is weird right now. They need to get their bot lane back bot.
And having set up Cryo on a Rift Herald, so they're not quite there just yet. And with that back timing for Guma, they just decide
soon TM.
He's gonna be there first.
But they do need to stay for one more wave, otherwise it's so awkward. Yeah, he's just gonna ignore it. Looks like 6 prime.
But I think it's the right call.
No, I agree.
Good thing Talia's not fast pushing that wave.
A lot of the spikes will come in at very similar times for both of these teams, but I think that T1 are leveraging their inherent early power, just in the fact that they've had so much pressure in the lanes. Of course, this top side can go either way, but it's largely Gnar favored these days. Yeah. When it used to be that Gwen was a lot stronger. She was nerfed, Gnar wasn't. As Faker's gonna get shoved again.
Oh, this is sketchy.
Not gonna be able to find the stun.
Faker knows his limits, I guess.
He
He knew that W wouldn't hit.
Faker can go for something
nice.
would like to. His carrier over the wall. Moham gonna move on in. And Ona has to flash actually to get himself out of the way. Another seismic shove goes down. There's the bandage toss as well. Heartbreaker comes in,
not again, right?
To Moham. Ona just caught after the flash.
Yeah, caught after the flash there, and everybody's here now. Guma Yusi was pushing bottom during this. He was hoping to get a massive amount of value there, but unfortunately with Owner flashing and now being dead, he's not able to stick around and actually guarantee a plate. In fact, it might even be zoned off. No, he's going to get this. Yeah. For a second, it looked like he might be zoned off, so at least he's going to pick up his plate gold. But one plate here for Death of the Jungler. A lot of control.
It's so hot. Your voice, thanks for the 6.
Have to back, so is losing a significant amount of CS now in the mid lane. In a matchup that we see the Kalista, or rather the Lissandra counter-picked for, he's just not finding that same level of control. As this
the owner's trying to make a pick here. He needs carry at like flash hook, but they have number disadvantage because AD is bot and Faker's low. Nice knock by Fate.
And then still is caught by the seismic shove afterwards, flashless. So they're like, okay, we might have a Xin Zhao here. He flashed. Also, we still have a Xin Zhao. He's still in range of the shove. And then we'll just blow him up.
It was really nicely done. Fate has been so on point with these seismic shoves all game long.
Easy Gamba.
I think this is, we need to get the Fater into the chat, This guy's playing extraordinarily well here today. He's always been a well-respected player throughout all of the LCKs, just been fantastic. But hasn't necessarily been at full force throughout this season. His carrier's going to flash on top of him. I cast the curse the heck out of Fate there, but he is going to keep himself alive
they got
after the flash and the
sums for sums. And there's no objective. You're coding thanks to Prime.
He loses summoners, but
sure.
Will survive here.
I mean, this Draven just needs a kill.
It's a really nice aggressive play. Carrier, of course, going to lose his flash, and because Hex Flash is disabled,
this Draven just needs a kill.
As good of a trade as it normally would if you're playing this Nautilus. So, at the end of the day, more valuable to have the
Are the roads melting there? Probably.
Than have your support be summoners down, but still, really good defensive use of summoners there from Fate, and will stave off the pressure. As it's a very even game here. T1 just naturally gets a CS lead from the plates they've picked up. Obviously, they have a Herald they haven't dropped just yet, so that's going to compound.
They need to drop this Herald. Looks like they're going to drop it top to get more gold for Zeus. That's the beauty of T1. Doesn't matter who's winning or losing lane, but Zeus will be winning lane, no matter what. No matter what, he'll be winning lane.
So there is definitely that to fall back on, although 1-3-1 hasn't been a style that we've seen utilized.
Can we Herald mid? No. Can we Herald bot? No. Can we Herald top? Yeah, of course you can. Every game.
In the current meta. So Ona's going to come on over and look to lock this one down. Also, you know, the side laning power of Anar is
Fate has
still
ult.
pretty silly, as Fate is going to come on up here. Let's see whether he can actually make something happen. No stun onto Keen, but it does get him out of the way, and they do guarantee the plates. As Teddy gets one more here on the bottom side as well.
Great top matchup though. Keen, Zeus, both insanely good. Fate summoner spells, disco time. Owner will take red. I mean, KDF aren't getting anything on the cross map here, unless they dive bot, but it's impossible to dive bot.
Setting up, you know, what could have been a successful dive there. They see Fate's missing, don't commit heavily, and then the second that they're like, all right, well, he's just going to walk away from the turret, they're going to get both the turret, steal a red buff away. And unfortunately for Keen, doesn't get to trade anything back. There's no cross map play available here.
Holy.
Okay.
Zeus might be fucked here.
Successful hiding completed there by Owner as Keen's going to rotate over here. Zeus,
nope.
Narbar in a great position.
Only Nar.
The hop onto his own minions.
Does he get the cannon though?
There was no way that he was ever in any danger there.
This is the crazy thing about Nar is Nar can be weak side in the early parts of the game against a Gwen, but then
no cleanse.
Faker's hiding.
No flash, no cleanse.
And Fate's going to find another seismic shove, but so far hasn't won out on this trade. The heal did have to be used as Faker needs another. Oh, he was waiting for the whirling death, but it just whirls. Oh, the return! It was a little bit scary. You just can't run that far over to the right. And of course, Fate.
Imagine how Chad of Guma would be if he ulted, then he had TP, then he TP'd bot, and then he pulled it back. Holy, take that Talia out.
A 1-for-1 Drake. We'll see what soul we end up getting here. But yeah, like the Gnar power. Okay, Faker's fine.
Yep.
The Gnar power is just so insane when he's given a Rift Herald because he could take out a whole turret if he's given support to do so, then just hop away.
Oh, they're going in, huh?
That's Fate's call, but it's going to get Moham instead. It's now Gumayushi looking for some autos. Moham is just dead.
No, Guma didn't get it.
Was there as Carry is going down extraordinarily low. Weaver's Wall comes in, he breaks his
Or
stopwatch,
Zeus.
but I think his life is still down. But Zeus finds the backline. Teddy over the wall, hops back again. That was so sick. From Teddy is now Keen's going to jump
Zeus, you're griefing.
Teddy's out of the fight though, and now Ona is battling against Fate. He's going to break his stopwatch, and Faker just cues him, and that's going
Guma just needs one kill.
Now Keen trying to dash his way out. Ellen
oh my god, he's going to die.
Here, as now Keen's like, well,
oh my god, it's over.
Maybe is it going to be the Penta? No, it's not. Teddy steals it away. That was going to be our second jungle pentakill here in the LCK Wolf. It's a disaster.
So close, so
Stole the
close.
Penta from Elim.
The Viego power is there, but it is stolen away. And at the end of the day, you know, Teddy needs some of that money. Pentakills are nice and all, but you gotta get that Kalista accelerated in the early game here. As I say, early game, we're at 15 minutes now. We're well and truly starting to hit mid-game territory, but now Quantum Freaks will even up the gold here with a whole turret full of plates taken on the top
Teddy
side.
was smurfing that fight.
A little bit on the back foot in this game, but still never died, never gave up too many advantages. And this is a really forced fight here for T1. Around the fact
Teddy was really smurfing that fight. I thought it was really bad by KDF, this force.
Okay, with this engagement on Moham, look at Gumayushi.
But I guess it was good.
I'm just going to do so much damage. No one is threatening me. I'm under no threat whatsoever. But then finally, very late,
because Faker has no ult, that's why. Oh, if Faker had ult, this fight was over. Nice try by Zeus. Great mechanics by Teddy.
But then he's left alone. If he has Narbar,
Owner flash was 8 good stopwatch.
On the other side of the map, you've got to respect that your team is just going to be cut in half like this. Stopwatch is broken for Keria as well. Now this is just LM getting reset after reset. These types of fights are a
Quadra kill. Yeah, he would have got a penta.
And yeah, this is just.
Let's listen to his response to see whether he also wanted a pentakill.
Get him.
I think he's still focused.
I think you said Thomas, like,
sorry.
I'm like kind of like I'm holding it in, like.
I'm holding it in, huh?
Basically, I think it was implied in what he said there. I don't know what he said. Jisun's saying that he didn't say that.
He said, "I don't mind."
Oh, maybe he said "Sangwon up," so like, okay, I don't care. So okay.
That's exactly what he said, Wolf. As confirmation comes through from Jisun. We're very lucky to have translation producing for us every single day. It just means that we always know what's going on.
Yep.
As the one really sad thing about that was the fact that Gumayushi didn't get any of those kills that T1 did manage to collect. And yes, it was close to a pentakill for Elim, but There were also a few kills that went over to T1, but none of them for the Draven. And so
did you watch Nongshim yesterday? Yeah, they got 3-0'd, right?
And that's going to mean that, you know, the big Draven pop-off, the blue blade...
Damn on Nongshim best of 5.
It's no longer there. He's going to have to rebuild those stack numbers to get that cash in working as Faker gets the cannon minion there. Weaver's Wall comes on through as Shirley is set up. Let's see whether Kwangdong Freak's going to be able to... yeah, they will be able to defend their turret for long enough.
I'm going to lose 22k points. Did you guys bet on T1? What was the ratio?
Yeah, she's like, whatever.
Let me see.
I'm doing a job here. No place
86% T1, 5 million points.
Mid-turret, which is not that significant for Kwangdong Freaks in this game because Fate can side lane really well. He's not relying on this, and Teddy is in a pretty nice lead right now on this Kalista. He's not really worried about farming in the mid lane, so even if it did go down, it's money for T1, but it's not the most important turret in terms of keeping your AD carry farmed up. It's not like it's a, you know, Jinx who's desperately trying to farm out there, or Narfelios, mind you, who's trying to farm, who's behind. It's a Kalista that's 1-0-3, has an Immortal Shield Bow, and is happy to sit in the mid lane, turret or no, and take that money.
Yep, should be okay, especially considering the fact that Kwangdong Freaks are so even, and control of the map hasn't gone too wildly.
Blade on Viego. Sometimes you can do Blade into Sunfire. But in competitive, Sunder is pretty good against Gnar, Nautilus, Xinzao. Sunder is pretty good against those champs.
If you can start stacking these up, that extra value will be.
What is the weather here, man? I'm sweating.
Weaver's Wall's not up here for
and it's 10 a.m. It's 27 degrees at 10 a.m. Huh? What? How is that even legal?
Just being ulted by Faker. Teleport here from Keen. They do want to fight for this. Gonna go ahead and grab
at 10 a.m.
and then rotate over. So many tools here on both
27 is not that hot. I mean, it's not that hot, but at 10 a.m. it's kind of weird. It's kind of sus. It's kind of sus. Yesterday was 38. Yesterday was 38 degrees. Oh my god.
T1 Patrick Bozo.
He could be in here at a moment's notice. Moham gonna find an ult, but it's not the one he really wanted. Keen, not as a
oh, Faker.
Faker's just picked off.
Faker's hinting a bit.
Will go golden. It'll keep
he got chain CC'd.
The depth charge comes in.
Oh, LM.
Dash out. And look at the health bars from T1. They are getting destroyed.
Oh, LM.
Will save Carrier and Gumayushi, but
is KDF T1's Kryptonite?
Kill anyone.
T1 Academy.
Kwangdong Freaks can get so much from
they can get Nash.
They're just going to go straight to Baron here. 20 minutes, they're not even going to go for the Drake. They've got a Kalista comp here. Rage Blade is done, and they are just going to take what's theirs. I don't understand. T1. And look, I mean, the Drake itself is massive. It's important, but they have vision control around this. T1 actually don't know this is being taken. Gumayusi's going to come over here.
Fudge, thanks for 4.
Yeah, they must be on the Baron. They did have, of course, that ward there over the wall, so they can't identify this. And Guma's going to trade this one out. But the Baron, for, you know, third Drake of the game trade, definitely favors Kwangdong Freaks, plus the 3 kills they get in that ensuing fight. This is Baker trying to play the long con game, wrapping around.
Go KDF.
And the second the fight starts to go bad here for Kwangdong, it works so perfect because Baker teleports in here. You can see the angle he's looking for. And when the
let's go KDF. Faker got chain CC'd and died. Nice try though. Pretty well played by LM. Good double root. Good ult from Faker. From Fate, sorry.
The fight is so easily won.
Yo, what's up, Red?
Of Kwangdong Freaks and T1. In these longer fights, they do have some damage, but Draven's low range. He's vulnerable and doesn't have.
Where do you live, Ryan? What the hell? What is that weather? 47 degrees today?
I mean, that's a spike he just didn't hit.
No, and it's also a Draven that hasn't been able to hit any of his spikes, really, right? He died after building a lot of adoration, now had to sort of start that process again. Oftentimes, this is what happens when a Draven doesn't manage to get that snowball really rolling.
Are you serious?
And yeah, sometimes
weather in Q8.
Elsewhere, right? And you're just strong enough and it doesn't really matter.
Oh my good god.
But it is starting to become relevant in a match like this where Kwangdong Freaks are starting to take some real advantages. And a lot of it, Wolf, this is the crazy thing, is because of LM. He's 100% kill contribution.
What?
0 and 5 on this Viego. He is just gigantic.
I would get the fuck out of there.
Weaver's Wall is going to come through. It's going to block off Carrier and Owner, but they can just leave to the right there, and they should be all right. But this is now what Kwangdong's comp can do. They can side lane so perfectly, and when you have control of the map and a 4-1 composition, man, breaking down all these structures and being frustrating like Keen is here becomes so much easier.
Now, they did get T1 T1, Zeus, a whole inner turret himself during Baron, which is something that almost never should happen. And
46 degrees. Do you have air conditioning? No, we don't.
The consequence of this is, of course, that Zeus gets a lot of extra farm here in the side lane. He's uncontested by the Gwyn.
Don't forget to drink water, squad. Yeah, you can say just use AC forehead, but yeah, you in your little fucking home with your AC chilling in your 20 degrees when it's 48 degrees outside sounds good, yes, but the practicality of like just necessary human things to function, like transport, is all failing because everything's too hot. Power plants or like electric things, like you know, those things will struggle like hell. You know what I'm saying? And they will melt, and that will cause like knock-on effects for domino issues.
Isn't happening this time around. It's not doomed by any means, but Kwangdong Freaks have so much control over the map, and this is a rarity for Kwangdong Freaks to have map control this early.
Yeah, data centers will fail, and eventually you'll be chilling in your AC room, and it'll be 50 degrees outside, and you'll be like, oh, it's fine. Just put your AC on forehead, and all of a sudden your internet will go down, and it'll never come back up again because the internet's gone. And you'll lose all your cloud files because the data storage is gone. And then you'll be like, why aren't they just using AC forehead?
But the Weaver's Wall is going to be there, and there's a special delivery. Big Ol' Nye gets a double wallop, but he's still going to die. But that's 4 members invested, and that is not a teleport that was ever going to work.
Yeah, so that's a teleport down, that's a turret down.
Yeah, so TLDR, download single-player games, and just main Elden Ring and Skyrim. That TP sucked, yeah. What's happening? Yeah, T1's getting clapped. Elim is having the game of his life. This guy's absolutely smurfing.
Big reactions, deleting a teleport like that is pretty massive.
Yeah, that is not a secret agent play. Like, Kane pressing that teleport button, I mean, he's 007 right now. Like, he needs to live up to that title. Because that wasn't a suave spy move.
No.
That was a turret that was definitely dead that he wasted a cooldown on.
Yeah, me and Rat co-op Elden Ring.
That was a Johnny English there, Wolf. That was definitely some Rowan Atkinson. That was Mr. Bean, not Mr. Bond, all right? Yeah. Okay, we can have a look at this one once again.
Yeah, Zeus is just pressure pointing the map. It's actually not a bad death, because there's nothing they can do from it, but yeah, he's overextending way too much right now. I think his idea is, I will push top guys, they will collapse on me, get mid-tier 1. And it worked, but yeah, their plays are running out. Was not a bad death, though. This Kalista is absolutely fed. 3 items, some stopwatch, 25 minutes.
So that buys them a lot of time in this game. The problem is I don't think they're going to have any control over the map around it anytime soon, unless they can win a straight-up 5v5 fight. And T1 are just operating around topside, and Kwangdong Freaks could just ignore them and just say, I'm not interested that much in saving that inner turret, because what's more important is the bottom side of the map here where we already have strong prio.
LM fucking T1 as usual. Oh my god, he's gonna miss the ward.
Mohan, it's just there to the right.
Yeah.
You missed a spot. Oh no! And he even cancelled the battle. That's a disaster.
Well,
Breaks up in 10. Looks like T1 think that KDF are going to go to Drake, and then they'll play for top tier 2. That's the option. That's the opening. So they're 4-manning. It'll be a 4v4 top.
So much information for T1 though, as now Keen thinks this is a 1v1, but the claw is going to come through. He does.
Oh my god, Faker just choked it. Oh, Zeus is trying to carry.
From Zeus. They managed to take down Keen, but it's a trade of top laners for now, and Kwangdong Freaks, they still have a turret here.
1 for 1 and KDF got Drake, it's winning. Good defensive play by KDF there. If KDF just went autopilot to Drake in midwave, they would have lost top tier 2 and top tier 3. And maybe they would lose a mid tier 1, 2-2 for it, but really worth for T1 to trade like that when they're behind. But yeah, obviously KDF played it really well.
Where it was like a 2v2 and T1 was massively behind, but the trade favored him because he got the cash, and he hasn't had a moment like that this game where he's been able to actually get accelerated and get that lead. He's on 3 items
7
now,
months,
so much stronger than he was previously.
Yo, your boy, thanks to the thanks to the 7 months.
To make that a 1-for-1, and the Drake, as you say.
Yeah, this is Draven with
how many stacks does the Draven have?
That's just not a thing that we're used to seeing when it comes to Gumyushi's
I have no idea.
often at this stage of the game, a full item ahead of his opposition instead of being the same.
Yeah, Faker self-ulted here by accident, I think. Here, he should not self-ult. He should hold it a bit and wait for the Gwen.
They have the Narbar set up to look for a turn, but the Weaver's Wall just prevents any sort of follow-up damage here.
Pog, let's go.
Yo, N2 thanks for the 2 months. And Alessa thanks for 7. Bit of a mistake there by Faker.
After the Weaver's Wall fades without Gumayusi being on the top side of the map, because he's just trying to farm.
Then he's on yet nothing, did he? Yeah.
He's not getting cash.
Bit of a poor fight. Maybe he panic ulted there, thinking there was going to be a lot of follow-up. Like a flash Q from a Mumu. That's what he thought of, maybe? Confusing. Okay, how many stacks does Draven have?
Love the t-shirt, mate.
Oh, thanks, man.
Zhonya's timing was absolutely fantastic.
He wants to ult Keen, but Keen Zhonya's? Yeah, I know. He must have had his mouse there, and then when he landed with E and tried to press R on Gwen, he R'd on top of himself, which sucks.
Now T1, they do have access to a Baron. Yeah, being able to check it out.
Draven once again zoned out, though, and I don't think T1 can win a fight without him here. And T1 just trying to see if there was vision there, maybe hope for a fast group up to
Pog, let's go, man.
Kwangdong's eyes. But when Kwangdong gets a lead
like
this, again, it's very rare they have this much control over the game at this state to get an early Baron and then have vision control for the second. It's very rare, but when they do have it, they respond. T1 is not going to be able to sneak anything away here. And
500 stacks on Draven. 500 stacks, so it's 1 point. It's exactly 500, so it's 1250 gold, right?
Weaver's Wall at any moment, cut him off.
That will get his IE, maybe.
Quantum Freaks do kind of have an opportunity to potentially try and start something. You can see very tentative to go for any sort of.
He just needs 1 kill, this fucking Draven.
But they have a Callista, and Callista definitely thrives when it comes to 50-50 Barons. Because they're not really 50-50. She has the ability to put sticks into it. And yes, it was nerfed, but not enough.
She's got a big smite.
She does.
It's very strong, and it's very busted. And Teddy now has a GA. So this timing of the back here is great for Kwangdong.
Yeah, good force.
Show up here a second time while Narbar is down.
All they need is a Mumu to sweep this out with a 69 vision score. And they should start it.
I think they absolutely
maybe one more midwave.
And Weaver's Wall available. They could just straight up start this, and it's almost shocking that they're not, because they have all the tools.
Yeah, of course they're gonna do it. They just need to push one more midwave. You can't just start it forehead. You need to get some setup. Oh, that's why T1 wants to engage, because they know they're gonna go towards Nash now.
As you can see. And now they're going to rotate back. This ward, pretty good place here.
No, they'll start it.
Is going to spot it.
Now it's much better start.
And Kwangdong Freaks, they will start the Baron. This is what their comp is so good at. It's very, very good. Controlling this area. Yep, wall goes up first. They've got Smite and Rend. Even if someone gets in here, the Baron belongs to Kwangdong.
Oh, Faker choked it again. Oh no.
The Viego picks up the first kill carrier. He's going down incredibly low. Elam is going to give a cash in over to Gumayusi, but Gumayusi fell down beforehand. Keen is now
it doesn't matter. I think they would have lost the fight anyway.
Let's go, man.
Yo, Tilly, thanks for the 5.
Nothing to see here. Just T1 losing to Kryptonite Freaks.
It's over. GG. Holy KDF.
Guma's not up for 30 seconds here. They are at least going to get an inhibitor down, but I think they might just take the next.
Is KDF just... It is T1's Kryptonite.
Is nothing to defend. Zeus doesn't have his Narbar anymore, and here we go.
Yeah. Seismic Shove not going to find the mark, but Keen is just focusing on these structures. Zeus trying desperately to stop them from breaking their base in half, but it's just
over.
Not going to work. Fate was tanking for a long time, but it's now
it's over.
Nexus and Kwangdong Freaks, they're going to do it again.
Holy fuck.
Well, at least in game number 1, as the Nexus does go down.
Jesus.
Really phenomenal performance here with this comp again.